Welcome to USB Hole, the podcast where we talk out of our asses. I'm Chill,
I'm the child.
and today we are going to be talking about space and the vastness of it. If you could tell me where that comes from, I'll give you $1.
The vastness of space.
No, that line. I think about space and the vastness of it.
Oh, yeah, because you're a thoughtful guy.
Yeah, you got it.
You owe me $1.
All right. The
Yeah.
people the people on the video could see our lovely backgrounds, but if you're just listening to audio, we have space backgrounds on today, so we don't have green screens though, so sorry if it gets weird.
We're actually coming to you live from outer space.
From
And
outer
also not
space.
live.
And also
Coming
not
to you
outer space.
pre-recorded at a specific time earlier than when you're hearing this from outer space.
On an undisclosed location in outer space.
Yeah. We don't need an atmosphere though. Like we got that covered.
No, I have a hard time breathing anyway. We're fine. So what part of space are we going to? Where are we going?
Space? Where in space are we going?
Mm-hmm. Like, where's this conversation going?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? The vastness of space? Extraterrestrial life?
Yeah, all of the above.
Well,
I don't know. I feel like I don't know much about space, and it's not a good thing because I did take astronomy in college and got an A+, so I don't know.
you don't know anything about space?
No, that was like 10 years ago. I'm old.
Do you know like how long in human years it would take without looking it up to travel a light year?
A light year's worth.
It's like 30,000. Well, it's closer to like 37,000, but I'm gonna say like 30,000 to be safe. So at least
Days?
30,000 years. No, years.
Oh, years. Jesus Christ.
30,000 human years it takes to go one light year. So like if you think about that, there's so many parts of space we would never in our lifetime could even get to.
Not unless someone made it so we could travel there, like, without actually losing those days. That's
Yeah,
insane.
that's why like I have such a hard time. Well, no, okay. So I believe in extraterrestrial life, but I don't believe that extraterrestrial beings are coming from light years away. Like if you have that advanced of technology that you can travel light years away in your own lifetime without dying over, traveling for 30 plus thousand human years. Why are you coming to a depleted ass piece of earth where like the resources, there's nothing here.
Yeah, your life is
They're not
probably way
coming
better than
here.
ours.
Yeah, you have to be so technologically advanced and far more intelligent beings. So why would you want to come here?
You
Come
wouldn't.
in here to abduct us and do research. Like, are you watching us on TV? Like, as we're your funny little show because like
That's the
Earthlings
only
are
thing that
dumb?
might make sense is that they're watching us on TV, like a Truman Show situation where we're
Yeah,
all just like a pog in someone else's life, but that's the only way I could see them interacting with us.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, I believe that there is life in other galaxies, but they're not coming here like people think. Oh, they're coming in abducting me and probing me and blah fucking blah. No, they're not, man. They don't give a shit about Joe Farmer out in the fields. Like that's not what they're after.
No, and I think if they had the technology to travel, even then, I don't think a life form out there that has the brain capacity to do that has even the lifespan long enough to do that. Like, I could understand maybe they live like 100 years longer than us, but if you're saying it's millions of years, there's no way.
I mean, and I feel like life on other planets or in other, galaxies, it doesn't necessarily have to be like what people or, Earthlings make it out to be, like these humanoid creatures or these extraterrestrial beings that like you see in movies and stuff. Like it could be like microscopic organisms, amoebas, like there's so many different possibilities that are still life forms that are not
Yeah.
like a humanoid being that's traveling in a spaceship to come over to Earth.
Or it could be beings just like us, or even animals that evolve differently just because of their surroundings, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
somewhere out
like
there that's
alien
not
just
traveling here.
yeah, alien just means like a being from a different area. So it's not like those big-headed, bald, gray things that you think of when you think of aliens in the movies. It could be
Yeah,
anything.
just foreign beings.
Yeah. But I also believe that there has to be life forms. This is only one galaxy, and we haven't even explored this whole galaxy, so there's no way there's not.
We're literally like just a speck of dirt. Well, just not even dirt, just a speck. I meant to say dust, not dirt, by the way. Just a speck,
We're
like
dirt.
on. I mean, when you think about it, yeah, just a speck of like molecules floating around on one planet inside one like galaxy in an infinite number of universes. Like,
We
get
are
real.
literally space dust.
Yes,
Like we are
space dust.
stars.
Yeah. And to think about the fact, like, when you said the vastness of space, if you put it into that perspective and like how vast space is and how, like I said, you're one piece of dust in one component of one small component of one small component of an infinite number of galaxies, and you think that the world revolves around you, not you, Sarah, and not you, the listener, just in general, like humanity, like you, like how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, just in
Like,
Earth alone, we're insignificant. There's over 6 billion people out there, and over 6 billion don't even know who the fuck you are. So it's insignificant just on Earth, let alone space. It's scary to think about, but kind of
like
cool.
mind blowing.
Mind blowing. I would like to obviously meet or go somewhere in space, and it's kind of frustrating that that's never going to happen. Like, people have gone to the moon and there was no one there, so it's like that's so disappointing.
I mean, that is lifetimes away to get that advanced technology.
Yeah. Do you
You
know
need
how long it
other.
takes to get to the sun without
Do I
looking?
know? No.
Yeah. I think it's 8 days? 8 days. I
Eight
didn't look
human
anything up for
days?
this episode. Yeah. Because I
That
think
does not seem long enough.
how long does it
I mean, to get to like, well, I guess it depends on how fast you're going. So, like, average spaceship, I think, like, space travel that we use, I think is like 5 miles per second, something like
Okay, I
that. I could
had
be
I
making
had
that
things
up.
mixed up. So I knew that if like the sun blew up, it would take us 8 minutes to see that. So I think that's where I was getting the eight from. So if you could travel at the speed of light, it would take you 8 minutes. But if you travel at like the speed of a car, it would take 157 days.
157 days.
Yeah, so if the sun blows up, we won't know for 8 minutes and then we die.
Sounds good to me. Like sneaking up on you.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll probably be able to see it in the sky though at some point before it actually hits us. So if you see the sun explode, you're probably gonna die shortly after. And that's kind of scary too, because I don't want any notice. I want no notice. Like just vaporize me. Vaporize
Yeah.
me, Captain.
Could you imagine just standing there for a full 8 minutes, like, oh shit, 6 more minutes? And
But
it
there's no
and
guarantee, like, depending on how it explodes or what happens, like, there's no guarantee that we'll die immediately. We'll just die from, like, the world getting colder and running out of food and stuff, like there's a possibility we won't die even immediately after the 8 minutes. So that let's hope that doesn't happen because that sounds awful.
Well, so because we talk out of our asses here, and I'm not a scientist and I don't know shit about space. Uh, so if their sun exploded, though, wouldn't like the impact of the explosion affect the gravitational pull?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on how the sun goes out. So if it explodes, like if there was an explosionary reason why it went out, well, there it's more likely we're gonna die almost immediately. But
Because
if
like
it just goes out because it goes out, then we're gonna die from just the sun being out and it getting colder and losing food and blah blah blah.
like so say the Earth shifted like a tiny bit, tiniest bit out of rotation or out of the gravitational pull. Like the Earth just like dropped out of the gravitational pull and just
Bye.
fell off into space and just like floated away, and everyone is just like tumbling all over like riding on a fucking bouncy ball all of a sudden.
I don't
No,
I don't know what the question was here.
I just said imagine that's what happened.
Oh, well, that would be shit. Because we fucked. Like, even if we ended up in another planet's gravity, we would still die because those other planets in our solar system aren't really ready to sustain life. And we would end up the same like days and temperatures and stuff as they would. So even if we ended up back in gravity, we would be screwed.
It would be stuck in a different area where we still don't have what the components we need. It'd be the same thing as if we're sitting here without the sun.
Yeah.
On Saturn, I think it was one of Saturn's moon, not one of the rings. There was evidence of uh, acids inside the moon's like atmosphere or clouds or some shit that gives evidence of like there could be microscopic life or something. Like I don't know. I read it in Forbes and I don't remember the article because it was like a while, like 2 months ago or something.
So basically, there's life
And
on Saturn, probably on one of their
there's
moons.
there could potentially be. Yeah, could potentially be.
I wonder how we as Earthlings are going to screw that up.
Infect their gases. I was trying to find. I don't know. This is helpful. It's so hot in here. I feel like I'm in fucking Saturn's rings right now. Never mind. Those are cold. Go the other way.
It
I feel
says
like I'm on the sun.
it says when you're in Saturn's atmosphere, temperatures do get warmer. So not as cold as you may think, but the pressure increases a lot. So not sustainable for us at least. Saturn's
But
moon
for different
Titan
life.
has lakes and seas of hydrocarbons thought to be precursors of life. So maybe it's Titan.
That could be it.
I mean,
I think that's right. I think that's it.
I think we've talked about it before. If you could like go to Mars and live on Mars, would you do it? And we both said no. Because,
Yeah, it was in one of the topics.
yeah, I just think, especially with our ages, like, there's no point for us to go. Like, get some young blood in there and I don't know. I think breeding people is fucking weird. And I don't think, I mean, I know we're ruining Earth, but what, we're just going to go ruin a bunch of other planets now? What's the point of that? I mean, hot take, but we should just all stop having kids and just let Earth die.
Because the only thing that's going to happen is the first, 10 to 20 years they're able to sustain life on whatever planet that they make it off to. So even say it's Mars, by the next 50 after that, they'll just be destroying that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what, we're just going to go somewhere else just to ruin it again? At the end of the day, humans are going to ruin whatever they go on. So, what's the point? Like, what's the point? People are inherently selfish. So, they're going to do what's best for them. They're going to do the same exact mistakes that we made on Earth. So, what's the point?
There isn't one. Because,
Exactly.
like, if you think about it in a scientific way and you say, okay, well, the point is that we want to go find a sustainable life source for when this planet's resources are depleted, but then you're just going to deplete that one too, and you just planet hop. You don't have, another 200 million years to get the next planet where you need it to be so that you
Yeah.
could live there for 1,000 years and then deplete it again. Like,
And since they don't have the same resources as Earth, we're going to have to figure out ways to make resources that we need or use the resources that it has. And since life hasn't been able to be sustained on these planets, those resources are going to deplete way quicker than they do here because we already have here figured out. So you're just going to keep planet hopping. Everything is going to have a bigger half-life than Earth did. And it's just, there's no point to that. I mean, we screwed it up for the future. What do? We need to be working on fixing this planet, not trying to just take over another one.
one way to do that, like you said, chill the fuck out with how many kids you're having.
But if we decrease the amount of kids too quickly, then we have a population decrease, and everything that we're doing currently isn't going to be able to run smoothly because we won't have enough people running it. So now you're looking at kids like a factory, which is also terrible.
Yeah, but I think that the population increase rate right now is really high compared to even say 10 years ago. But you also think about the life expectancy now compared to 10 years ago or 20 years ago. People are living longer and creating more people. So there's not like a turnover rate. Like,
It
yes,
just
like
needs to
you just
slow
said, they're
down.
fat like people factories. Like the turnover rate is so much slower that there's people used to be, like, okay, this person would die off and then we bring on these new people, but now they're just both there and it's stagnant and it's just filling up and using up more and just like chill. Like, if these people are going to take longer to die, let's hold off on how many people we're making in between. I'm not
And
saying make none, but just chill the fuck out.
I think it helps too that like people our age waited to have children and are having maybe like one or two instead of five. Obviously not everybody, but a lot of people, because now that we've waited, some of those people have died off, but obviously not enough because modern science is great at keeping us alive.
Well, like, okay, so for example, a lady came in here today, customer, to buy something for her to use tomorrow for her kid's first birthday party, and she was like 8 or 9 months pregnant. Like, wait a little bit.
Yeah, you don't need
It's
to have one
like
right after another. That's not even
we
good for
got
your body,
baby
first off.
factories out here just popping out 17 kids a piece. Like, yeah, I know way back in the day it used to be like that, but like I said, the life expectancy wasn't as long. So you weren't living as long, even though you were having multiple children.
Well, it was the generation that had the baby boomers that ruined it because they had so many kids, and now those baby boomers are still living, but those baby boomers now have like grandkids and great grandkids. Well, if back in the day the baby boomer was one of 10, then those 10 kids also had probably like six, maybe it went down a little bit. And then those six kids will have like three or four. And then even with that gentle decline that we had, those baby boomers screwed it up by having the 10 in the first place. Because now it's just exponential.
Well, the baby boomers didn't
Or
have
not
10,
the
the baby boomers' parents.
yeah, the baby boomers' parents. What was it, like the Great Generation or something?
I don't
They
know.
had way too many. And that started that trend of exponentially making more and more because they branched off and it was just too much at once.
Yeah, but even if you go back a couple hundred years, like people just were popping out 15,000 kids.
Well,
You
that's
think about
because
in
half of their
some,
children died at like 2.
yeah, but if you think about like some aspects, religious cultures, like you are here to procreate. So that's what you do and you just keep doing it. And they've been doing it for generations
But
and
then
they're
what's the
not going to
point of
stop
life?
just to make more
Just
children
to
to
be
go into
alive.
the kingdom.
That makes no
They're
sense to me.
making it's a factory for the kingdom.
But
Let's
like
not get into religion though.
that means 1 or 2 people benefit from, well, that sounds about right. Yep. That's how we're
Yeah.
living. Like 1 or 2 people benefit to the 100 that don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not
And
about yeah.
there were people like,
We're not getting into religion.
well,
We're
I
talking about
just want to say
space.
there were people like my grandparents who they would have been, I think, before baby boomers. I don't remember what the years are. Maybe they were boomers, like on the late end, but they had 10 kids not because of like World War II or whatever. They had 10 kids because they were Irish Catholic and you don't use protection. So literally because a book told them they can't use protection, they're just popping out kids left and right. So that was also a factor.
Yeah. Again, comes back to religion and
What a shock.
can't get into that. Get
Why not? This
canceled.
is our
But
podcast.
I
We do
don't
whatever
even
I want.
care. Well, all of my keynotes that are floating out in space here on this video, we
Oh
already
my god, you
discussed.
disappeared for a minute.
I
That was
disappeared.
trippy.
I
Yeah.
popped up into space. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, she's gone. And now she's gone.
anyway, yeah. Oh, did you know that in 2020, in the midst of all the COVID scandal, and I'm saying scandal ironically or not ironically, like facetiously, um,
We don't believe it's a
because it,
scandal, is what you're saying.
yeah. He, some parts of society thought it was a scandal. So I was looking, I remembered when we were going to talk about space today. I scrolled back all the way to 2020 because I remembered tweeting about this. There was like a big thing. It was everyone was going to go to like a protest or a raid at Area 51. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I was all over
Yeah,
Reddit. It was a Reddit thing.
yeah, in April of 2020, and my tweet said something along the lines of, "Oh no, they don't believe the COVID lie's not working. Quick, release the aliens." To again go along with God, if I would have just saved the tweet to read it to you, would have made more sense. But basically, so many people thought that COVID was a hoax. So in order for the government to get them to believe COVID, they had to release proof about the aliens so that, because previously they thought aliens were a hoax. So I don't know, the tweet was funny. But it was funnier the way I worded it properly. But yeah, so it was April 28th, 2020. The Pentagon decided that they were going to release some information to say, yes, they did have confirmed proof of extraterrestrial life at Area 51, but they wouldn't get into it any further than that.
I was actually gonna bring that up because I totally remember this because I'm on Reddit and um they were planning like a bunch of people, like thousands of people were gonna go and kind of make it like a not Coachella, kind of like a Burning Man situation where everyone just goes in the middle of a desert and they start playing music and then they were gonna camp out there and then raid the area to find the proof of aliens and everything. And then once that happened, Like people actually flew out there just to go do this. It was ridiculous.
Oh
And
yeah, I mean, I saw that a lot of people went out there, but I did not know people were trying to make like a music festival thing out of it
oh yeah.
beforehand.
Like there was so much planning going on Reddit for months. That was the only thing that was on there. And they ended up going. It obviously wasn't as many people as previously planned because COVID happened. And all they posted on Reddit were some pictures of them like taking pictures of security guards that were outside and they were like dancing with them and stuff. Like no one even tried to get in.
That's
It
so
was so
dumb.
stupid.
So this whole like that whole movement had nothing to do with actually trying to prove there was life on other planets. It was just go have a fucking festival or
No, they were all
take
getting
some photos
together
and share them
to
on the internet.
they were getting together to raid it so that they could prove that, but they were going to turn it into like a Burning Man situation because they were in the middle of a desert. But turns out people on Reddit are people on Reddit and they chickened out and didn't raid. I mean, there were
I mean,
security guards there, but they were going to be there regardless. So,
you're negating your cause and your efforts by saying, "Oh, we want to go prove this, but first let's have a party."
there's
Basically,
just so much talk. I mean, everyone on there just talks big game and this is coming from someone who's been on Reddit for I think 9 years now. Like everyone just talks big game and they don't follow through. Sorry if you're on Reddit. I don't care.
I don't
You're
use
all a
Reddit,
bunch of
which again
babies.
just goes to show like how insignificant all of these people are in the vastness of space.
And I mean, if they did try and raid it, they were going to get shot. So it was stupid from the get go. Like, you really think the government's going to let you in there? You dumb. So the thing I really like about space is that it's completely silent. Like, I just don't want to hear anybody anymore. And I think if we could like take breaks to space, wouldn't that be kind of cool? Like, you wouldn't have to
Just
hear anybody or do anything. You just fucking shut everyone out and be like, bye.
yeah, just pop out there on a little vacation. That'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Because, like, yeah, you can go. Ooh, is that the Aurora Borealis?
Yeah, I clicked it on accident.
Because you could,
I
like,
popped I popped down to Earth for a sec.
you can go and, like, just be by yourself on Earth, but it's never completely silent. Like, space is a vacuum. It's going to be dead silent, but I also know that if you put someone in silence for too long, they could go crazy. So I kind of want to test it out for myself and see if I could handle it. Can we do that? Is there a place you can go and just see if you can handle how silent space is?
Probably like sensory deprivation chambers.
That's
Ever
true.
gone in one of those?
I forgot those exist.
See, where like for me, I couldn't do that because I can't do like the little closed space, the closed
Yeah,
in, or like actual space, like outer space is vast, so I wouldn't feel trapped in there.
that's true.
Uh,
I'm kind of claustrophobic.
it would never be silent though because I breathe so loud, and also I talk to myself like all day, or I'm like singing something. So I'd have to be like, shut up. Like all of the extraterrestrials that actually are in space would just be like sending messages from everywhere, be like, would that bitch just shut up already? That's how
Yeah,
I
you're in
find
our wavelength. Get out.
them.
That'd be fun though.
You mean your wavelength? Remember when I
Stop.
said that on accident in the text and you made fun of me?
Yes. There's a place kind of by my house and like um I can't pronounce the town name, so I'm not gonna say it. But it's the JPL, the space station for NASA. And I really want to go visit it, but I don't think they have anything like that simulates space. It's just they're showing you around their facility. I
Yeah,
totally forgot about that. I wonder if they opened up because during COVID they wouldn't let you come tour anymore. So I
at
want to see if I
JPL.
can do it. Yeah. I'm just looking it up while I'm doing this. But that'd be kind of cool. I mean, it's probably not as exciting as like Area 51 or a normal NASA facility where like they actually shoot the rockets off, like in Florida, right? That's in Florida.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I think it would just be like a tour of the facility, not like, I don't think you're gonna get to go like test out or use any of their stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they have space simulation anyway, because that's not really where the astronauts go, I don't think. But I still think I should tour it and then I can come back and give a recap of that because I think that'd be cool. Unless it's super fucking boring and no one wants to hear about that. It says the about JPL. It says, have you been awed by views of desolate Martian valleys, swirling storms above Jupiter, and icy blades ringing Saturn? Then you have journeyed with NASA JPL spacecraft and rovers. Our missions have flown to every planet and the sun. Oh, they have rovers. Well, that's cool. I'm gonna go.
Rovers you can go look at.
Yeah. I mean, did you see the episode when Rhett and Link went? They saw a rover.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Isn't
Oh.
it in Pasadena?
It's like right by Pasadena.
mean, yeah, that'd be cool. I'm gonna be by Cape Canaveral next week.
But are you gonna
Traveling
go?
over there. To Cape Canaveral? No.
That's not fun. Did you know too that 99% of our solar system's mass is the sun? Isn't that
Our solar
insane? Yeah.
system? No, I didn't know that. That is pretty insane. A
Like
lot of gas.
I've seen those pictures where like you see the sun and then you see like how many Earths can fit in the sun and how many Jupiters and crap like that. But like I didn't think about it being 99% of our solar system. That's a lot. So all the rest of us fit in 1% of our solar system.
Said it was 99% of the mass of the solar system.
99% of our solar system's mass, yeah. And the sun hits the earth every hour. No, that wasn't what I meant to say. More energy from the sun hits earth every hour than the planet uses in a year. People, you got to get solar power panels. Solar panels. Cuz that's insane. Like more energy than we use in a year hits us in a day. So why is our shit like
Oh, okay. Let me get controversial for a second because a lot of people won't get solar panels and don't believe in solar energy because they think you're literally taking the energy away from the sun and you're going to cause the sun to burn up faster and close down and kill us all by harvesting the energy from the sun into your solar panel.
first off, no, I've never heard that and that's insane. Second, the energy's hitting us anyway. Might as well
That's
fucking
the
use
fact.
it.
Exactly. Because people are fucking stupid and they will believe anything somebody tells them. And there is a large amount of people who believe that you are taking the energy away from the sun by using a solar panel.
How
Like
would I
you're
even get it
drawing
from the sun
it in.
if it wasn't coming anyway? How would a
I don't
tiny
believe
solar
this.
panel? I know, I'm just saying, how would a tiny solar panel, the tiny blip solar panel on my roof of billions of people on this earth, how is that one little solar panel going to extract anything from something that is 157 days away by car? Like,
My God.
how? Well, it gave it by
You just
car
get in
like
your
miles
fucking
per hour.
car. But you're gonna get in your car.
It
You're just
didn't give
gonna
me
drive straight off the earth,
it didn't
straight
give me
up to the
spaceship
sun,
miles per hour.
and
It gave me
pick up
car.
the energy. And you're gonna drive the energy back here and keep it for yourself. And you're not gonna share it with anyone else on the planet.
But if a solar panel could do that, wouldn't you see the rays being grabbed. Like, the
Hey,
sun
you're
is
preaching to the
so far
choir here.
away. So far away. And how do you think we get warm in the first place?
I mean, how do you think like you're talking to some of the same people who think you could just walk off the side of the earth, right?
That's true. That's not true, but
No, I know what you meant. I just want to clarify for you and Sarah and you, the listeners, that I don't believe this to be a fact. This is just something that a lot of people believe and why people fight against solar power.
if someone who
People
believes
are
this is
dumb.
listening, can you please tell me what the rationale is? Because I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to waste my time doing that because it's so stupid. But if you are willing to comment on this and tell me what the rationale is and how you think my fucking solar panels are grabbing anything from something that far away, please explain. Give me your science, and then I'm just gonna laugh at you because you're fucking dumb.
And
What
then
the hell?
don't listen to our podcast anymore because you're a moron.
I mean, still listen. I don't care. Morons listen. That's not a problem
Because
with me. But I have solar panels, and guess who pays $12 a month for their electric bill? So suck it. I don't give a fuck.
God, I don't have solar panels, and my electric bill is like $300 a month at my business, not at
But
my
that's what I'm
house.
saying. We should all have solar panels
Yeah,
because if where is that energy going? Like, I'm stupid. I don't know where the energy would go if it's just getting soaked up in the ground, I am assuming. So that means if you don't have solar panels, we're just wasting all that energy. All the energy that could power us for 1 year, just coming on down every day. And I had to turn my air up to like 76 2 weeks ago when it was not like 110 out because the solar grid couldn't handle it. Well, maybe we should harvest more from the sun.
okay, you ready? Where does
I'm
all the
annoyed.
energy go? I know I'm answering your question now. I looked something up while you vent it because you normally look up stuff while I vent. About 15% of the sun's energy that hits the earth is reflected back into space. Another 30% is used to evaporate water, which lifted into the atmosphere produces rainfall. Solar energy is also absorbed by plants, the land, and the ocean. That's where it goes when you don't suck it up.
Yeah, see, I assumed land.
Do you know how solar energy is created?
Um, no, I don't.
Solar energy is created by nuclear fusion that takes place in the sun, necessary for life on Earth.
So when I
Very
take it
dangerous,
in,
but nuclear energy, really good source of energy. Whoa, sorry. Something on my phone opened and music started playing. Sorry.
I mean, I'm also
Something's like,
saving people from some I'm not because I'm assuming the stuff I'm sucking in from a solar panel isn't sucking in UV rays. Don't know, not a scientist, but UV rays are what's going to give you cancer, and that probably doesn't help stave off some of that. So I'm not saving anybody, I'm just saving myself money on a fucking electric bill, and I don't care what you think. Oh no, the red spot on Jupiter is shrinking. We're not gonna be able to see it soon. And
that's
by
bad.
soon, I mean like millions of years. Um, I don't quote me because I'm probably wrong, but I'm assuming that red spot was some kind of like storm that's just been going on and on for hundreds of years, like some kind of tornado-y type storm. And so if it's shrinking, that depending on Jupiter's like sustainability, it could be bad, it could be good. I don't know what a storm means on Jupiter. It's just something we could see
Yeah, well, I wasn't able to get an answer about the where the UV rays go. Sorry.
right into your skin.
They all go in your
Fuck it
skin.
up.
None of them go anywhere else. Just your skin.
Just
You,
in your
you
skin.
surround yourself, you stand in a field full of panels, and all of the UV rays just go to your skin like a magnet. It's
Yeah.
like right into your skin, while all of the sun's rays just right into the solar panel.
Yeah, that's
Do you
why
like
if
this sound I
you
keep making?
that's why if you stand outside, you're taking one for the team because then the rest of us don't get the UV rays. They all just go into
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it just like it doesn't come through. Like as long as one person is outside on the earth at any given
They take it
time,
all.
anybody
Yeah.
inside, they don't get any UV rays. So like
Right. Through
so you don't
windows,
ever have to
nothing.
worry about getting it. Yeah, yep. They don't it doesn't come through. It just right into that outside person.
I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer on this episode.
Oh man, that should have been the episode from the beginning, just lies about space. Did you
Did
know
you?
actually oh, go ahead. What?
No, you go because you're probably gonna forget.
Did you know that actually astronauts, when they go into space, they don't have to wear suits? They just wear them because they're little baby back bitches that don't want to be cold.
I thought you can't breathe in space.
No, that's a lie.
I thought the atmosphere was not sustainable for breathing, like the
Remember
oxygen
how
and
we were
stuff.
just making up stuff and making it people think that it was true?
Yeah, but that was like stuff that is obviously not true.
I called them baby back bitches. Obviously, it wasn't true.
You fooled
Oh, let
me.
me just knock my laptop down. Okay,
Um,
what were you gonna say?
the position, did you know? I knew this, but it's like kind of ingrained into us when we're younger. Like if you take astronomy or whatever, that you can follow the North Star and go home, but the North Star position changes. Like it's not always like true north is always true north, but true north changes. So like I think right now, or at least when I first heard about this a while ago, it was in Canada, somewhere in Canada. But like when you think about the North Pole, you just think north and like that's where the magnets are, and that's still true, but it changes. Like the
Yeah, I'd like a
poles
little more
change.
of an explanation because the way you just said that made it sound like you were trying to say the North Star was in Canada, and I don't think that's what you were trying to say.
No, like the true north where the poles are. But that does determine where the star that you're supposed to look at is. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
It's actually two stars to the right.
Your mom's 2 stars to the right.
Um, yeah, her name's Wendy.
What?
Not from Peter Pan.
I haven't seen Peter Pan.
Jesus
Who do you think I
Christ.
am? We could do a whole podcast about movies I have not seen. Because we could probably go over that for like hours.
It is from Peter Pan, and that's oh, excuse me, it's the second star to the right, not two stars to the
So it's 1 star to the right. You were wrong.
The name of the it's a song from Peter Pan. That's how they find their way.
This article I'm
You don't
looking
know
at
a
is too many.
single pop culture reference.
Sure, I can. Give me a pop culture reference. I'll get it.
Peter Pan.
No, something else.
Fucking Peter Pan, man.
All right, whatever. I can't find anything like that's giving me an exact location of the North Pole, and now I'm upset. Because it all has like science mumbo jumbo, and that's not what we do here.
Yeah. Solar
The fuck
panels,
was
fake news,
that?
fake news. Was the sun getting into the solar panels? Fake news.
I wasn't looking. Did you make that noise?
Yes, I would. It's the same
Oh,
sound I made every time I made the solar panel sound.
I wasn't
And the
paying
UV
attention.
rays in your skin. What else is new?
Oh, if I was on Mars, I would only weigh 84 pounds. That's cool. Maybe even less.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I don't think it would make your pants fit any differently.
Oh, I'm sure it wouldn't. I could see why they want us to move to Mars, because Mars has the same like day as us. It's 24 hours and 39 minutes. Close enough. And I'm sure there's more like sustainable stuff than that, but having the same day probably means that it has the same type of like seasonality, but the
Um,
atmosphere is probably different, which means we can't live on it.
you won't let
Pluto
me
is
make a
smaller
fake
than the
fact.
United States.
Wow.
Cray.
Talk about perception. Can we um discuss for a second this thing that's been going around the internet with people in um other countries complaining about, this is off topic a little bit, but people in other countries complaining about how when they meet people from the United States and they ask where they're from, they say what state they're from instead of what country they're from. Then they like complain about it, and then like a bunch of people from the United States are like trying to defend themselves by saying, well, the state I'm from is like the size of your whole fucking country, so shut up. But like at the same time, the United States is not bigger than every other country, so I don't really get the argument.
A
When
lot of
somebody asks me where I'm from that lives in the United States, I say Florida, or where I live, whatever, I say Florida. But if it's somebody outside of the United States, I usually say the United States. And then if they say, "Oh, where?" then I say Florida.
Yeah, because you have to go by like where you are at the time. So if I'm in California and someone says where are you from that's also in California, I'll be like, "Oh, Los Angeles." But if I'm in a different state and someone says where are you from, I'll be like, "Oh, California." And then if you're in a different country and someone you just answer based on where you are or where they're from.
Yeah, but apparently this is like a thing going around that everyone outside the United States, well, not everyone in this
It's not a new
conversation,
thing. People have been doing
yeah,
that forever.
but people seem to be so mad about it. Like, what does it fucking matter what you say either way?
Yeah,
Do you
literally
care
no
where the
one
person's
cares.
from? Because I feel like you
No.
don't care where they're from if you're mad about their response. They're not from where you're from, or they're from the United States, and that's what your problem is. Because we're dumb.
And you can clearly tell if someone's from the United States because we're fucking assholes. So, like, if you see
Oh
an
god.
annoying white person with this type of accent, they're probably from the United States. But also, don't tell people the state because other countries don't give a shit. Just say the US and move on with your life.
I mean, I don't even know. I Zero times while I was in another country was I ever asked where I was from. I feel like that
Same.
only happens on the internet. And when you're on the internet, what the fuck do you care? Like I
No,
could be from fucking Neblon 13.
yeah, I don't understand. I just don't talk to people, so I don't run into stuff like this usually, but like people will also say
So
America and it's like, well, we're in North
which
America and that's
one?
also Canada and Mexico, so
I
Americans are just
usually say
fucking
the
stupid.
yeah. I usually say the United States, but I don't usually say the United States of America because I'm like, that's too fucking long.
Yeah. I just say the
Saying all
US.
that. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, so anyway, tweet us at Chill and Child and tell us where you're from and how you would answer that question. And also what you think about extraterrestrial life and space travel and us not knowing a damn thing before having a podcast episode about a topic, um, which
And it's
sometimes can be
funny
fun.
because I love space and I want to get a space tattoo. And yet I can't even like think of anything to talk about regarding space. If someone wants to draw me up a half sleeve space tattoo with a hidden cat somewhere in it, I am looking for someone who can draw. So tweet at us.
At Chill and Child.
Oh, you already said that. I didn't.
I didn't remember saying it. Sorry. Um,
You know, I
also,
don't remember.
if let us know about solar panels. Where do the UV rays go? I want a real answer.
Where do they go? Yeah, if there's any scientists out there
Cotton Eye Joe.
who, where did they come from? Where'd they
Wait.
go? Now I'm gonna have that fucking shit stuck in my head. Stop.
Why does Cotton Eye Joe come up in our podcast so often?
Often, I don't know. And then it gets stuck in my
Oh,
head
this
for
is
the
like
next
the
6 days.
second time. A solo cup just popped up in space.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, so yeah. Anyway, this has been our conversation about space. Okay, so I think it's harder when we try to not be scientifically accurate when talking about something to go into a topic we don't know a lot about, because we could, look up scientific actual facts about space and discuss them, but then we're not talking out of our ass because we researched it. So I
Yeah.
just feel like that makes it harder. And also I feel like you guys are here to listen to us talk about bullshit, not scientific facts. So if you want to write a
Well,
comment through the fucking galaxy, come listen.
we are joining a rebellion, so I mean, we are a little versed on space hunters and extraterrestrials.
Space hunters, look out for them, you
And
dingus.
we're not gonna go into detail with that until after Mythicon. We could add that to our Mythicon episode. Because we still don't know what's going to happen to us at Mythicon. So I am terrified because not many of us are part of this, and I'm scared they're gonna make us do some weird fucking shit and we're gonna be embarrassed.
I'm just waiting for the poo to drop.
Dropping
Find out what
poo.
we're doing.
Hopefully by the
that
time
poo
this
to
comes
drop.
out, the poo will have happened. We'll have had many poos by then.
GG will have released poo by the release of this episode.
I think it comes out October 5th. So
This episode?
yeah.
Yeah, I think the poo should. If the poo is not out by October 5th, I'm done with
I'm
this.
gonna be pissed.
Not with
like,
the podcast, with the rebellion.
Like, we have stayed up late many nights waiting for poo.
Everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And I say everyone loosely as if there's so many people who are so
like the
invested.
6 people who listen to this on a regular basis. I'm sorry. Go to our Instagram and see what the hell we're talking about.
Wait
or
for the
don't.
poo to drop.
Or don't. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Unless you're going to be on our teams. We don't want you competing against us in this game.
Yeah. Because it's just a 2-person team going on, and we're trying to fuck up all the haters, so
oh, my heart!
this would be a lot easier if we had like a real green screen and we weren't just like using our normal backgrounds. All right, well, that's our stupid discussion about space. Sorry to be stupid.
Well, we'll see you next week. We'll float off into space.
Bye. Bye.